I'm combat ready.
That was like kind of like an evil smile.
That's because it's not.
Are you sure that is
No,
not?
no, Nekko, shut up. I don't want to hear anything out of you. That is not Pyrrha. That is Emerald.
You said that's Coco?
And Emerald dressed up, disguised herself as Pyrrha to go up in that room.
I did like the nunchucks of that different dusts. They're pretty cool.
Nekko be trying to like mislead me. He's like, "Are you sure Pyrrha's even a real character in the show?"
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was John who beat Team Cardin all by himself. I will stop it right here because I'm pretty sure it's not.
Nick be fucking gaslighting some people sometimes. I swear.
But anyways, let me just make sure that you don't read too much.
Not a lot to go on off that episode. It was 2 fights, and it was kind of like I was telling you, Nekko, that the fights are still flashy, and there's cool stuff that happens in them, but the choreography is just not
There.
It is just not there.
Yeah, and this is the point where I say that it turns more into DBZ than anything else.
Which is, it surprises me that people say that Volume 3 is like the magnum opus of the show, because it, like, what people seem to complain about in the later volumes is that the action isn't as good, and the action isn't as good in this volume, but people seem to love this one the most.
I think it's because this is where the plot actually starts to happen, or they actually introduce a good plot, whereas the first two didn't have that. And by the last ones, we already got the plot going, but now it's about we do miss the fights. I think it's the problem at this point.
Okay.
Oh,
I think it's also that effect of, like, you know, since Montium, around that time he was long gone, people like wanted to appreciate what he did more. In a sense.
So they hold on
And so
to this
they
one.
hold on to Volume 3 just a little bit tighter, a little bit closer to the chest, in tribute to him, because he was so close around the time of his death.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I think it's like small little factors here and there, but you're right. For me, I do feel like the fighting dropped in quality, not like significantly, but I love choreography. I love, like, whenever a fight looks like a dance, and like not seeing that, you know, it's more of like who has the bigger attack, or who, you know.
Yeah, and if you look at it, a lot of the fights have ended kind of on like a fluke. So you had in episode 2 where Team Juniper was having that little huddle up meeting, and then out of nowhere, Nora hammers the entire enemy team out of the stadium.
Now, I was gonna say that too, because so far in the quadruple teams or whatever, they always eliminated the last 3 altogether. Or like it always, like, it was a single hit, you take off the whole team, because in Sun's fight it was the same way. There was 3 left, and Neptune electrified every single one of them. So it's
kind of like it's becoming a little bit more like anime, where like anime fights are really just nothing more than a showcase of a character's like powers.
Yeah.
So let me show you what my Kamehameha is, let me show you my Rasengan, or let me show you my Jankenpon, or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's just a lot of the endings to the fights feel like cop-outs. And again, in this episode, it felt like a cop-out again whenever...
she slipped.
She slipped, yeah, and then she flew up, and Yang was just like, okay.
I mean, and people are gonna argue that, Yang was breaking the floor under her, so she was starting to lose balance, and then she landed on a rocky surface, which wheels are not good for. And I get it, but like, we've seen better fights before, and that could still be implemented.
That's fine to be in the fight, but for it to be the determining factor of the fight, and to end it like that, it would have never happened in Volume 1 and 2. Every fight. Yeah, they're over choreographed, like, to look like a dance, but that doesn't stop them from feeling like real.
Yeah,
like they're a part of this world. And so when there's a shift like this, because I think I brought it up to you that my favorite episode so far is still the Crow and Winter fight, and it's not that fight was good. It was just I was so hyped because of the two characters that were clashing. It had nothing to do with the choreography.
Yeah.
There was nothing about the choreography that was like, oh my god, this is like an amazing fight. It was just cool to see these characters like go head to head. So I can see what you mean when you say like story takes the forefront. But I hope that in these later fights there's actual like real conclusions to the battles.
Not a fluke like you were saying. Yeah. Alrighty. No, I mean, and I do feel like they kind of realize some of the fights still kind of feel that way to a certain degree, but I feel like later on, it's more of like the story that's being driven behind the fight. So there's a little bit more going on to it. So it's pretty good, and it doesn't feel like a fluke. I would say so. At least you got that to look forward to. But without. I don't want to keep on going into detail because then, you will miss out on the actual thing. I don't want to spoil it. So going back to the character that I was saying. So her name is Neon.
Which confused me even more, I think.
Her name is Neon. She is a cat.
Neon Cat.
She is based on Neon Cat.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh, you've never seen the
The
meme?
little Pop-Tart cat that flies in space.
It has a little song to it and whatnot.
I don't know.
Oh wow! We might need to show it to you. It was a huge meme, in the internet back in like what was it like 2012? I think it was 2011.
I just remember this.
Because I feel like I was still in high school for that, or like getting out of high school just recently. But yeah, so that she was based on that. So if you don't know Neon Cat, then I can see how you didn't like put those two together.
I have stuff to think about with my OC now. I was like, I have to base it off of a historical figure or a fairy tale, and now it's like, oh, okay, I can just do a meme from 3 years ago. Actually,
Yeah, you can, you can. But most do have like Aesop's tales, or there's some sort of mythology.
Okay.
Because even Crow is based on a mythology, so that's like he's based on.
Don't tell me.
We've already said some stuff, so I'm gonna stay quiet then. But he's not only based on mythology; he's based on another thing. So it's like two things merged together.
Is he a real person?
No.
Okay, never mind. Then I don't know.
It took me a second because I'm like, wait, like I immediately forgot everything that he was assigned to.
He's based on Edgar Allan Poe.
That's actually what I was gonna guess.
No.
His favorite,
Okay.
his best attack is Nevermore.
I mean, the bird is called Never. The big bird that we've seen is called
Yeah,
Nevermore, and so that's
And just the whole thing with the birds.
in the greens, yeah. So that's it. Then okay, so it sucks because I feel like I didn't get to see your face whenever they were starting to talk. Whenever Ozpin started to talk about, ever since I met her, I wanted to see who you thought he was at that point. And
I thought it was Ruby.
Okay, that's exactly what I thought.
Because Ozpin has. We actually made a joke about it when they were in San Antonio that Ozpin is like always over Ruby's shoulder for something, like in a creepy way almost.
Yeah. So that's what I was hoping for you to think, and I don't know. Was that your initial thought as well, Mikey, or was it Para automatically?
I had Pyrrha in my head just because like she's already been shown as the most powerful character in the entire crew so far.
Yeah, but there was nothing really to lead us to believe that Ozpin would have chosen her.
But at the same time, there's I would say that there's not enough. Enough to even suggest that it was Ruby in the first place. Like,
I think it's based on what Jake said. I think it's easier to think it was Ruby.
I mean, because Ozpin is the one that recruited her. He's always been guiding her since like Crow just showed up in the show, and so that was sort of like he's been grooming her to become this.
Yeah.
And Ozpin and Pyrrha have had no interaction with each other.
I mean, it could very well be that Ruby is Ozpin's second choice.
It could be.
It's true. But Pyrrha has already shown that she has great leadership and stuff like that. So there's really not much to groom in a sense. But Ruby is such a blank slate, and she's like very like.
Which is funny you say that because Ruby is a leader and Pyrrha is not the leader.
Yeah, I was about to say like it baffles me that then he decided to choose John over Pyrrha.
Yeah.
Which
why? Is still weird to me, but we got to keep watching the show.
Yeah, I do think there may have been something behind the scenes as well as to why he preferred John as his leader.
Maybe he didn't choose Pyrrha because he didn't want to tie her down to something. Since maybe he might pull her out of the team.
I could see that.
See, my thought process is she already is a leader, right? Let somebody that's not a leader turn into a leader type of thing. Like let somebody grow.
I mean, like honestly, like if I were Ozpin, like it'd probably be a great opportunity. Like if I have Pyrrha teaching somebody else to basically be like Pyrrha, like that's a plus.
Mm-hmm.
So if Pyrrha's teaching John how to be just like her and how to be like godlike and everything, like I'm basically just creating another Pyrrha that I can use later on in my schemes.
The only sad part is that I think one key aspect that makes Pyrrha so strong is her semblance, because she tends to manipulate a lot in the fight, but just a tiny bit, so like make her untouchable. So John will be in a small disadvantage on that point, but I can still see him reaching to the point of Pyrrha.
Something just fucking came into my head. Cinder was kind of like looking at Penny's like schematics and everything.
Oh shit! No,
Why
What if she manipulates the fight to have like Penny fight Pyrrha?
Nekko, what are you making faces for? You know exactly what's gonna happen.
I didn't think about that. I mean, that would be fucking sick.
Fucking
though.
Cinder's already manipulating shit like that, you know? Like she manipulated the fight earlier, and who's to say that she might not do it again?
What if I don't want to say anything?
Which would probably mean that it'll be criminal be Ruby actually.
Which would be
Would
good.
Would you want to take care of the problem yourself though?
I mean, I'm just kind of like thinking to myself, like, why would Cinder be so interested in Penny suddenly? If not, if you take into account that you have Pyrrha with her semblance over magnetism, like that would be such a big hit to Penny herself. I mean, she wouldn't be able to fucking fight at all.
You do got a point, but at the same time, you gotta think this is the first time that there's ever been a human robot type of thing too. So like for her, I'm pretty sure that she was also just like, oh wait, this guy has a toy type of thing. You know,
I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt. I have to assume that Cinder is an expert in all fields, including controlling robots to kill other people.
which is great. Like because that's where my mind is going.
I mean,
if she already has the schematics, how do we know that she's not turning Penny into the enemy?
I mean,
That's what I
she's
would
more
assume.
like she's already hacked into fucking Beacon. Who's to say that she can't hack into Penny?
Yeah.
It's actually
Who's to say that she can't fucking put Penny on fucking level 10, fucking max overdrive,
True.
and literally just
True.
like push Pyrrha to the point where like fucking Pyrrha's having to literally showcase her semblance,
smash
like
CPU.
right, like you know, like
What if that wasn't enough? What if, like, this breed of like human AI was like way more powerful than anything we've seen?
then that would. Then you know, I mean, it kind of like works in her favor. If Pyrrha doesn't kill Penny, Penny's gonna kill Pyrrha.
And maybe that's why we've only gotten one of these characters in the entire show so far, because she's basically a prototype.
Yep.
Damn. Yeah, we have a lot to think about, and we have even more to think about because of the ending of this last episode, where it's very obvious that Emerald is in that elevator as Pyrrha going up there. So I'm pretty excited to see what comes next.
Dude, and the thing is that whatever it is that Ozpin is gonna tell her, like that, she's immediately gonna run back to Cinder, whatever it is.
I'm telling you, like,
Dude.
I'm telling you, like, I have a feeling. Like it just makes sense. Like it's like magnetism versus a fucking robot. And then what I'm more interested in is just seeing. It'll probably like I have a feeling that it'll probably be Mercury versus Yang. Kicks versus punches.
I can see that. I can see that, but I still think like if I'm the mastermind, I really would like to get rid of the issue first. You know, because like nobody else can take me, and we already seen that Pyrrha is strong enough to kind of fight Mercury.
Yeah, but I have a feeling. I have a feeling that if I was Cinder, if I can achieve my goal without taking any casualties.
Or getting your hands dirty.
Because I mean, like if I put either Emerald or Mercury in a fight against Pyrrha, even though that they know what her semblance is, they would still have a hard time. Because I mean, fucking Pyrrha might just not use her semblance at all. I mean, it's not like it fucking activates whenever she's at critical health or something like that. And she's already proven to be like a fucking top tier meta character, right? And so, I mean,
she's SS rank.
My thought process is. I was already planning on maybe, putting, I don't know, Emerald fighting Pyrrha. And Emerald was going to use her semblance to copycat another person's face and maybe fucking juke her out, maybe put John. And she likes John, so maybe she'll, be like, ooh, I'm John now. I'm going to fucking kick your ass. Using John's image. Ooh. And then she'd be like fucking hesitating. But then a fucking robot appears. She's like, oh, I don't even need to fucking sacrifice one of my pieces after all. I can just checkmate this bitch.
Do you think that the illusions that Emerald does, do you think it would affect Penny? Penny's a robot, so do you think she would just see through that though?
I think it would affect her.
Because she's a robot.
The exterior would look the same. Like to Penny, it would be a different person. But I'm pretty sure if Penny had some sort of way to look on the inside, I don't know.
Because I low key think that she could probably see through it, but at the same time, I'm not too sure because of being a robot.
Or
No, I really I'm just thinking about it because. I mean, I'm thinking about it. And if I'm a robot, then I don't see what you see. I just see numbers, right? But those numbers look like an image, so you cannot change my program with just your imagery. I want to say, I'm not too sure.
I think what you're trying to ask is like, would a robot see an optical illusion? I wouldn't know. I'm not a robot.
I wouldn't know either.
I guess we'll see later.
God damn it.
Man, no, that's my prediction for the next couple fights. It'll be Pyrrha versus Penny, which would be kind of devastating if you really think about it. Do you think one of these characters is gonna go down?
Do you think one's gonna lose or one's gonna die?
I wouldn't go that far to say that somebody's gonna die.
Okay.
I mean,
you think there's no chance that one or the other's gonna die?
I don't know. I mean, if Cinder goes about and like hacking Penny to the point where like she puts her for fucking kill mode,
I could see Pyrrha getting so desperate that she has to like take.
I would kind of like I would say that because I mean like maybe thinking about it like what if like fucking Cinder hacks Penny to the point where like she pushes Pyrrha to the point of wanting of trying to kill. Kind of like a desperation mode, kind of like like Penny's just like constantly wailing, like putting maybe putting Pyrrha in such a like
a corner
in a corner, kind of like threatening her life. That Pyrrha goes and fucking chops her head off or something like that.
That'd be crazy.
And then like fucking that ruins her entire image, and then there goes fucking Pyrrha, the greatest. She murdered another person.
And then the audience would be like, "Oh, it's just a robot. It's okay."
We can get more.
That would be hilarious.
It's like, oh my god! Wait a minute.
On to the next round.
We can mass produce these.
That would be interesting, though. How would they react? Because they would be like, "Is it bad or is it?"
I will be so like bewildered because again, it's the first thing. It's the first time I'm seeing something of the sorts, right? So I don't know if at first I will be like, how do you call it, mortified because you just like kill somebody, and then to see like sparks coming out, it's like, wait, what the fuck? Yeah, so I don't know. My first reaction will definitely be mortified.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm curious now. I want to know if my theory holds true. If the matchups are how I say they are.
I don't know.
I mean, because it could be the other way. But that would kind of like make it hard either way. Because if it's Penny versus Yang or Penny versus Weiss,
then they're gonna have an even harder fight.
It's gonna be like.
Yeah, I don't want to jump on your bandwagon, but I'm gonna jump on it because it is a good theory, It's a good potential matchup. It would make the story it would make it peak interest, is what I'm.
I would say like it would even kind of be exciting to some sense because like if Pyrrha loses, then her image is gonna go down because she lost the fight
for the first time.
She never loses a fight,
mm-hmm.
and then if she wins.
It's gonna be by an extreme limit.
It might end up being kind of like an extreme thing because like Cinder wouldn't just like tell, hey Penny, I need you to fucking knock Pyrrha down a peg. She probably would fucking hack her. Yeah. She hacked the systems before. She has the means to do it. I just don't see any reason why she wouldn't hack Penny.
And if Penny gets to the final round with Team Crim, the game's over. Like the tournament's over because Cinder can just say, "Fuck you." All right, Mercury, go kick her ass. No.
Yeah, and going back to the thing, because you asked us how did she had access to that. I just remember that you asked that. Yeah, so in the last episode again, whenever she started like manipulating the matches, if you saw in the right left corner, it had an image of Ironwood, because it was the moment that she hacked the phone whenever they were having the little meeting on the top. So she like apparently either hacked the phone or in cahoots.
Gotcha.
It's either way, but regardless, she has the same access according to that little
Which makes
image.
me believe that they might not be in cahoots as much, because Ironwood values Penny so much that he wouldn't just give schematics like that to Cinder. So he's being played.
Yeah.
Well, alrighty. I think we can
The plot thickens.
definitely.
Quite literally.
We can definitely keep speculating in the next episode, because I feel like there's gonna be more things to think about in the next episode.
Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't want more things.
Alrighty, guys. But I mean, this episode was amazing for what it was. It had a lot of things to make you think, make that like turning wheel, you know.
Yeah, it was a good setup for what's to come.
So I cannot wait to see your reaction for the next episode, and I'm pretty sure that they can. So
Oh boy.
this is the Weebs Closet, guys. Let's watch the next one.
Oh boy.
Hope you guys enjoyed another Weebs Closet reaction. A special thanks to our Patreons. We appreciate your extra support to keep this channel going. Be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to stay up to date with our latest videos. See you in the next one.